And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden, and today Lauren is with me as always, but she is feeling less than optimal, so she will not be partaking in the drinking of tonight's whiskeys. However, I will be drinking all of them on her behalf. So, that being said, once this starts up here and I can listen, make sure the volume is working, we're going to be breaking into some kind of like birthday stuff that I got.
I think it's fine.
Volume is good. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, so it was my birthday this weekend, on Sunday actually, and I kind of started off the day making booyah, which we'll get into later, kind of talk more about the day later, but it was a long day. It was a fun day, but we definitely got a bunch of great whiskeys out of it. So, that being said, we're going to kind of go through and review most of these, just kind of drink them for the first or second time. I have gone through some of them, but then we're kind of just hang out, talk about my birthday, stuff I got, how excited I am to drink all this
I
stuff.
think very highly of yourself.
Why?
Because you just said how excited I am.
Oh, no, how excited I am. Sorry, everybody. But that being said, it's so hot in here. I'm actually going to open a window.
Do you want to try my drink?
What's up? No, I don't think drinking hot chocolate is going to help me cool down, but I do have a glass of water here. All right. So people are in the house already. Sugar Kitty says meow as always. Meow to you, Sugar Kitty. I always look forward to seeing you here. Also, you say hippo birdies to ewies, hippo birdies to ewies. So, whatever that means, right back at you.
What if it means something mean? What if it means you fat bitches are about to drink some ewu piss? And now you just said that back to me.
Well, if it's anything mean, I'm sorry, Sugar Kitty, but if it's mean, why are you saying it anyway? I'm sure it's not. Anyways, he says the two Utes. The two Utes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. Sugar Kitty says he's sorry to hear that. So.
Thanks.
No Loren have been harmed in the making of this video. Yes, no Lorens have been harmed in the making of this video.
Last week's video, though.
Last week's video, she was hitting the bottle. Seth is in the chat. Seth Binding, the gifter of this beautiful Uncle Nearest 1884. We will be getting to that later tonight, but Seth is in the chat and saying I am exciting. Well, that's good to hear, Seth. I'm glad you think so.
He says say it faster.
Say what faster?
The one comment. Hippo birdie, you, hippo birdie, you.
Why is this?
Wait, no, I get it.
I think
hippo
he means...
It's like happy birthday. If we say it really fast.
Oh. Hippo birdies,
birdie.
two U's. Hippo birdies, two U's. You guys, I'm a little slow sometimes.
That must be how the animals sing it.
That must be the animal language. Iwi, as in the animal, pronounces the letter U. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Say it all faster. Okay. Okay. Hanging AD says, watch my cousin Vinny for the reference. My cousin Vinny. Do you guys hear that? That was loud. If you guys hear any kind of noise that's disrupting during this, let me know and I can close the window. We kind of live right next to like a train.
It's a train
station. It's not really a train station.
No,
it's
that's technically it's a train station. It's just that you don't go there to get on trains.
True.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a train station where they just fix trains and stuff like that. But
train docks.
Yeah, train docks, kind of. Good analogy.
The train rail.
Yeah,
it's
where they all park and get work done and that kind of stuff. So
it's the parking ground.
But since this is on the list, I am gonna start off with it because it is flavored, and while I don't normally sip this, I'm gonna take a small shot of it because normally I would mix this. This stuff is great to mix with Sprite, lemonade, Jello shots. Yeah, really good for like a lot of those things. When I actually first turned 21, there was a point in time where I had bought in a bottle of Crown Apple.
That big?
No. It was just a normal size bottle. I decided that I wanted to drink whiskey straight, but some other stuff was a bit too harsh for me at the time, or I guess I hadn't done any kind of research. I didn't know what I was looking into. I really had no guidance when it came to me drinking alcohol or getting into alcohol. So one thing that I did is I got this Crown Apple because I knew Crown was supposed to be good whiskey, and I like the apple flavoring because I've had it in shots, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna get some Crown Apple. I'm gonna sip it, then just neat. So I would just pour it in the glass, drink it straight up, just neat, no ice, no nothing. And there was one night I was at my friend's house, which Seth was there, and he's referencing to it, but I drank about half a bottle of like a normal bottle just straight in one night, and I vomited. Like I seriously was so sick. Like I went by their back door and I leaned over to puke and stuff, and but I was so drunk that while I was puking I got dizzy and lost my balance and ended up falling on my face. So just imagine both my feet are on the ground and my head is also on the ground and I'm puking, and this is midwinter, so there's this much snow on the ground that my face just goes in. So at the same time that it was kind of gross, it was also really refreshing because the snow was there. But yeah, that's a fun story of
I didn't know him at this time. Clearly someone with a very sophisticated girlfriend wouldn't do that.
Yeah, right. Because she's never puked on alcohol before. But that being said, that's not the only time I've puked drinking Crown Apple. There was also another time. So I really am in for a punishment when it comes to this stuff. But there was another time. Zach's sometimes in the chat. But I was at my friend Zach's house, and once again with Seth, and Seth just happens to be there during.
It kind of sounds like Seth is starting all these bad.
Seth must be the instigator. Although I think it's just us getting together that makes it trouble. But Seth was there. We were at my friend Zach's house, and we were just having a good time, casually drinking and watching some funny videos on YouTube and stuff. And he and we decided that we wanted another shot before we went to bed. So grab the Crown Apple, pour ourselves a shot, take the shot. That was fun. Little did we know we had been drinking sitting down all day. So after 10, 15 minutes, everything started to kick in all at once, and we got completely obliterated. I mean, we were drunk, very drunk. And yeah, so then we're just you know what, we're hammered. We should probably go to bed, get a good night's rest. And yeah, we were both in the bathrooms. Luckily, there were 2 bathrooms in this house. So we were both in the bathrooms, separate bathrooms, just puking up our guts. I mean, completely annihilated. It was just a really rough night for both of us. But yeah, that was my story for Crown Apple. So on that happy note, I'm going to take a shot of it for old time's sake. So normally I would mix it in, like I said, lemonade, Sprite, or even Jello shots. Just kind of cocktails are really good at this. Kind of gives you that sour apple flavor. But I'm not going to do any cocktails tonight.
Wait, I had a joke and you're just skipping over comments and they're not caring. I was going to say he had too much kitty nip.
Catnip?
Catnip.
Haney Z says, thanks for decoding that. Thought Sugar Kitty was having a spell. And Loren says he was just high on catnip. So that being said, Sugar Kitty, lay off the heavy stuff, will ya? That may be true as well. I got that on a Baton birthday card once. There was also a Christmas variation version of that as well. What's a Christmas one? You'll have to put it in the chat and see if we can decipher it. Hey, Nazi says I like the Crown Royal Special Reserve. I haven't actually, after getting into whiskey, I haven't had any other Crown. I mean, before I was into whiskey, I had tasted normal Crown, just a mainstay Canadian whiskey. Since then, I haven't had it. So now that my palate has evolved, it'd be interesting to see kind of what that would end up tasting like. Haney says, got so drunk that he got to sleep that he got sleep paralysis and saw the Hat Man. Who's the Hat Man? I don't know
Santa?
who. Is Santa?
I don't know.
Santa, is that you? No, who we saw was Shrek, because Shrek is love.
Okay.
Shrek is life.
Weird.
We had probably watched that video that night. It was just insane. Hey, Z said, is there a vanilla crown now?
There's a vanilla.
I believe so. A vanilla, salted caramel, peach, obviously, crown apple, normal crown, lots of age-stated crowns. There's a lot of crowns, actually. I bet it would be awesome with Coke.
Oh, yeah, vanilla crown with Coke. That would taste good because it'd be like a...
I don't know if he's talking about the vanilla crown or if he's talking about...
well, I'm thinking about vanilla crown.
Vanilla crown would...
It'd be like when they make those, like, those Coke floats.
Right. And Z says, smoking that catnip. Indeed he is. All right, so let's get this party started off with a little bit of Crown Apple. This is a giant shot glass, so that's the reason it's not full. That's about an ounce right there. The shot glass is like a 2-ounce shot glass, so I don't know why. I don't know who needs 2-ounce shot glasses in their life, but it's not me. Actually, a lot of my friends drink this stuff. It's kind of like a staple in like parties for like people my age, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of my friends drink it. We were actually up north at Seth's cabin. Seth is a hot commodity in the conversation today. We were at his cabin and we had some people passing it around whenever they lost a game. So
that was apple? I thought that was just regular. Or you just mean Crown?
No, it was Crown Apple. I'm 90% sure. I had a friend. He had a handle of it just like this. But that being said, to your health.
We drink tequila at my friend's party.
It's just...
Oh, I can smell it.
Yeah. Potently sweet and sour. Like, yeah, that's not... I mean, I don't want to say this because I don't think... Like, I know for a fact Malort does not taste better than this, but, like, I have vomited so many times from drinking this that just, like, the taste of it...
I'm so glad we could start this live stream by you talking about how much you vomit. I wanted to hear about this.
I'm sorry, but not that I don't like Crown Apple, because like I said, I love mixing Crown Apple
really
in a lot
good
of things. It
It
tastes really good in a lot of things.
That's what we used last year.
No, we used Crown salted caramel.
Oh, was it just apple jello? We had caramel apple shots.
Yeah, it was like apple jello because remember we had that bag. We got the Crown.
Oh, you're right. Because it was a brown bag.
Yeah, it was a salted caramel one. But yeah, I love putting Crown Apple in drinks. Fantastic. Straight up, however, just my body just reacts. I used to love it. I drank it a lot. But now my body just reacts in like that. And like I'm salivating right now because like my body's like, remember last time you drank that stuff? You need to relax. But that being said, thanks to Nate, who isn't in here. He's actually on vacation, I believe, in Tennessee or something along those lines. But Nate gave me this bottle, so cheers to you, Nate, and thank you for this. Yeah, you playing with your ring? Sugar Kitty says no catnip was consumed during the viewing of this stream. That's a shame. I would never judge you, Sugar Kitty. I don't know where catnip is on the spectrum of hard drugs for cats. Like, is it marijuana or is it crack cocaine? Like, you're gonna have to clarify, but a little catnip probably never hurt nobody.
Isn't catnip bad for cats?
I think if they eat it, it is, but it's the smell that drives them crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sugar Kitty, but I think that's how it works. I don't have a cat, so I don't know.
They go down to the bottom comment. just because it matches this conversation.
And as he said, cool how they have different color crown bags now. Used to keep my weed in a blue crown bag. What was blue? What was blue?
I don't know, but my dad used to keep his condoms for
Yeah.
my mom in a
Yeah,
bag
you
in
gotta-
his car. I don't think it was that big though.
Look at it. You could fit. I mean, you could fit a whole lot in this crown bag. But I just burped up apple.
Oh my gosh, drink something else. I don't want to hear about your puke.
Yes, I think since Seth is in the chat, hopefully he's still in here. We're gonna move on to Uncle Nearest, but before we do that, I'm gonna show you guys. First, I'm gonna catch up in these comments. Then I'm gonna show you guys these awesome glasses that Loren gifted me for my birthday because honestly, they're like one of my favorite gifts,
Okay,
if
my
not
cup.
my favorite.
Can I show how cool my cup is?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is perfect. I chose it for this because we're bottoms up. Look, it's Christmas time. There's only like, I don't know, 130 days till Christmas. I hope there's no alcohol in it, so it's not really bottoms up.
Hey, Nazy says that was back when I thought $50 was robbery for whiskey. Yeah, I wish whiskey was only $50 now. Hey, Nazy also says the Hat Man is a shadow person people see all over the world. That sounds very scary. I don't know if I would enjoy seeing the Hat Man, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I have. The Hat Man is also Anthony. Oh, Bourbon Neophyte. Coincidence. Interesting. You know, it's our scheduling is hard to work out now, and maybe it's because he's busy wandering the world, standing in the dark distance for people to hardly be able to see as the Shadow Man, aka the Hat Man. So, you know, Hanganese, we might have a whole mystery on our plates here. It says cool how they have different oh wait, I read that one. Seth says I keep my card playing money in a Crown Apple bag. That's a good idea, although I'd be able to keep my entire bank savings in this Crown Apple bag, but yeah, that's not a bad idea actually for when poker nights start, which you'll be able to come to, Seth, since you get done working at 5. You can't come golfing, but on Fridays in winter we are doing poker night, so make sure you're around for that. Hank Daisy says original Crown had a blue bag. Really?
Yeah,
it's purple now.
Purple, yeah.
It's purple and gold. I never knew it was anything.
I think there's a shortage of Crown bags.
Really?
Well, I know Woodman's in Appleton
like,
has a collection bin.
Yeah, depending on the culture, purple or blue are both like royalty colors. So like.
Well, purple is royalty, and it's because it's the color that's found least in nature. So when you find it, it's like considered more rare.
Oh, I thought blue was like a royal color as well.
Well, purple is regal.
Wow.
So it's purple.
Yeah.
It's probably like the second one, maybe.
True. Hey, Sugar says catnip is a completely harmless to cats. They say it is just a nose tickler. Even the vet gives raw nip to eat. Interesting. So in other words, it's closer to the devil's lettuce than it is the Hoover and Schneef. Poor Santa looks like he was
pushed. Gosh.
Pushed.
That one shot.
Sorry, I was reading from over there instead of over there. So sorry. Poor Santa looks like he was pushed. Google the Hat Man, freaky deaky. You know, I could probably Google a Hat Man right here.
I don't want to look at it.
Hold on. All right, hanging in AZ. We're gonna. Oh my goodness, that's spooky. We're gonna pull up an image here, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of go like this. We're gonna share the screen, and you guys should be able to see it. I've never actually done this before, so
share screen.
Don't show these tips again. Share screen. Let's go.
I
want the Hat Man. Share. All right, can you guys see this now? I'm not sure if you guys can see this. Well, we'll see if. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is what the Hat Man looks like. See, if I saw this, a little less scared. But if I saw this, I'd probably be shitting my pants. That's for sure. You know, like I think it's the red eyes. Like this one doesn't have red eyes, so like that's just a man in a hat. Like he could be friendly. Like I said, could be Anthony. Ooh, what if I saw this guy? Yeah, that's a no from me. Definitely have never seen the Hat Man after a good night of drinking, but I have seen hats like this. Oh, that one looks a little bit rough, but yeah, okay. Well, we're done with the screen share time. All right, yeah, that worked out. So I know how to do that now. Seth said, "Hell yeah, I'll be there." He's talking about the
No, he's talking about that he's gonna come and watch you while you sleep tonight.
Seth will be there for the poker night. Hanging as he says, I miss my I missed my old $20 buy in a poker game. That's what we have. It's gonna be $10 buy-in or $5 or $10 buy-in. It's gonna be like a $10,000 like equivalent in chips. So that's kind of how we were gonna play this. And then so realistically, you might win like $2. You might lose $1 like a night, depending on how much you suck. But overall, it's just kind of more for fun. We're going to be drinking, playing poker, just hanging out. Guys' night, that's what Fridays are for. Sugar Kitty says, is it time to get Holden new birthday glasses? Well, funny you should mention it, Sugar Kitty, because the new Bourbon Bar Glencairns has a Bourbon Bar logo on it. Really, really like cool. And believe it or not, Loren actually made this logo, the logo that's on my YouTube profile picture and my Instagram profile picture, the brown barrel with the ribbon and the Bourbon Bar, the glasses clinking.
And
yeah.
shirt.
And she made the shirt as well. So you guys can kind of see the Bourbon Bar. She got me 2 of them. So now I'll be able to be drinking out of official Bourbon Bar Glens, and then when Loren drinks with me, we can both be supporting the channel. She also made this shirt, but that was from Christmas?
I think.
From Christmas. So she's very supportive about all this kind of stuff, which is awesome. That being said, I'm going to go ahead while Seth is in here and pour this Uncle Nearest into one of these Glens. And I think the Crown Apple has officially wore off, so thank God for that. Although I wouldn't mind putting it in a cocktail, so maybe I'll have an episode where I'll make a bunch of different kind of cocktails using Crown Apple. I think that would be a fun one. It is something that's pretty easy to do, so let's catch up on these super chats while this kind of Uncle Nearest opens up. This is a neck pour actually of the Uncle Nearest. So Sugar Kitty says the shadow knows. You are correct. Original Crown bag was purple. Hanging Z colorblind. Okay, so it was purple. It was never blue. Bourbon Rendezvous is in the house. Welcome, man. Thanks for stopping in. Says the Hat Man reminds me of the preacher in the Poltergeist series. God is in his holy temple. Yeah, see, I don't do scary. Scary's not my jam.
Holden has nightmares.
I do. Loren doesn't do scary either.
Yeah, but I don't have nightmares.
I dream about the weirdest stuff. Honest to God, I could go on a whole rant about my dreams. Like on my birthday, actually, I had a dream. And my alarm was going off. But for some reason, I had just driven to Mississippi. No, Missouri.
Missouri.
I just driven to Missouri. And, like, my alarm was going off. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning because I had to wake up and make booyah. So my alarm was going off. And I wake up. I press snooze. And then, like, between half being awake and half being asleep, in my dream, my brain comprehended my alarm as my brother coming up to me and saying, Holden, hurry up. We got to go. We're going to be late. And so in my dream, I thought we were going to be late. And I thought we were going to miss whatever we were doing, which I have no idea what it was. But really, I just needed to wake up and go to booyah. So that being said, scary movies mixed with my weird dreaming tendencies, not a combination that I like to think about. Sugar Kitty says the first one looked like the world's worst sock puppet. True, you're absolutely right about that. And as he says, people who have sleep paralysis all over the world see the same guy. That's honestly
paralysis, and I'm glad because that shit's fucking scary.
I have anxiety, so that would I would freak out. I mean, imagine.
Oh God.
First of all, I hate scary things. Second of all, I have anxiety. So if I woke up with sleep paralysis and I saw The Hat Man. Oh my god. I can't even think about
Well,
like.
you can't do anything.
I know. I just have to sit there and have a heart attack because I'd be so scared. I'd be like trying to yell your name. Lauren, wake up! Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up! Sugar Kitty says glasses as in spectacles, better to see the chat with. Nice try. Actually, these glasses are new. Within the last month or so, maybe 2 months, month and a half probably. These glasses, I did up my prescription. My eyes were pretty out of date, to be honest. The only reason I couldn't see is because I was reading on the right side instead of when I click on it and it gets big.
I saw TikTok today, and you put like the camera of your phone up to your glass thing, and then you click it so it focuses, and then you take the glass away, and then I can see what you actually see.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
We could do it on our own time.
Yeah, later.
But yeah, we could do that. I'm blind. I'm blind. Realistically,
and I have really good vision, so.
Realistically, you would just see, if you just put my glasses on, you would see what I see. Yeah.
No, when I put your glasses on, I just get a headache and then I can't see anything. Not like it's blurry, like it goes black because of
I guess. That makes sense. Hazy says that dude was creepy indeed. Hazy said, what is good run? Haven't seen it around for a bit. Biking Bourbon is in the chat. Biking Bourbon, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in.
Biking Bourbon is the one from Wisconsin.
Wait, what? It starts with an M, right? Not Racine. It was, it starts with an M. It's near Milwaukee, but left of it. Right? We talked about this last time.
Near Milwaukee, but left of it's like Madison.
Like upper, like above it and left, like left of Menominee. Wait, Menominee's south, right?
Menominee Falls is right by Milwaukee, I believe.
I think it was somewhere around there.
Gosh.
Brookfield.
I went to college.
Guess it doesn't start with an M.
Brookfield. I can't talk.
Brookfield.
Brookfield is where they have the Wahlburgers. But,
really?
But they are putting a Wahlburgers in the mall, and they're gonna make the old Shopko
the Green Mill.
Yeah, and the Shopko is gonna be a Whole Foods store, and then
Whole Foods.
And then on the inside, because I think that the restaurant is owned by the three brothers, but I think one of the brothers owns a Whole Foods grocery store.
Yeah.
And they're going to make the shop go into the grocery store, and then inside the grocery store is going to be a Wahlburgers. And I freaking love it there, and we're going to go.
I am down with Wahlburgers. I like Mark Wahlberg.
They're so amazing. And if you guys haven't been to a Wahlburgers, find one nearest you. Because
yeah.
They have, you can turn any burger into a salad.
I eat salads. Coincidence?
Or into a wrap.
I also eat wraps. Helps with the diet. We're going to be going as possibly, not set in stone yet, but we may be going as Hercules and Meg this Halloween, which means I am about 10 weeks away from needing to be in show quality shape. So it's going to be like I'm doing
10 weeks away from his next haircut.
Yeah.
So he's going to look really scraggly.
Yeah. It's going to be like I'm doing a bodybuilding show, except instead of going to the stage and looking like a bodybuilder, I'll be hopefully looking like Hercules for Halloween. I go all out for my costumes. It kind of gives me motivation, but yeah, I'm a bit away, but 10 weeks apart from this weekend, which I'm going to be eating the most donuts in Chicago. And when I say the most, I mean like at least 5 dozen. But after this weekend, strict dieting all the way till show or Halloween.
Look at the last comment.
First I say, Hangnazy says, what is with people wearing the giant oversized glasses?
Like
These aren't giant, are they?
No, they mean like the.
Oh, I know people have like the big square ones, like from back in the day, but I don't know. Some people it looks good on actually. On her Tinder profile, she had them on. I thought she kind of looked like Mia Khalifa, but
he's like them maybe because I look like a stripper.
She's not a stripper. She's a porn star.
Whatever. That shows what kind of man Holden is.
I think is I've never even seen a single one of her videos, but she's famous.
You must like
I don't even think
it a lot.
I don't think she does it anymore. Honestly, I'm pretty sure she's just famous from it, and now she just makes money because she's famous because she did it. But she doesn't do it, which is interesting. Biking Bourbon says the only oversized glass he has is his whiskey glass. Hanging AZ says Whole Foods has good store picks. Ooh, baby. Speaking of store picks, the Bottle Shop in Grafton, we're going to have to stop there on the way back up from Chicago.
Always stop at?
Yep. If you buy a store pick, you get entered to win in a bourbon lottery. They have Pappy 12, Lot B, Pappy or Old Rip 10, Weller 12, Russell's 13, Stag Junior, and I think a couple other ones. And then they have some Starlight picks as well. So if you buy a Starlight, you get entered into the Starlight picks, or you get entered into the Starlight giveaway and the Bourbon Lottery giveaway. So we're going to be probably entering with that, hopefully. I just got to buy a store pick, and that's all you need to qualify. Hanging AZ says, not yours, Holden. I just keep seeing young people wearing the big-ass goggles. True. You're not wrong. But anyway, before I drink this, I'm just going to kind of point out, since I never did in this video, what all I'm drinking today. I got this bottle, Uncle Dearest, 1884. That's what I'm starting with. I got this bottle from Seth Binding, who's in the chat. Shout out to you, Seth. Very excited because I have had this one before, just a single pour of it. Did we get this one for your dad, or did he get it from your mom for his birthday? Her dad has this one, and he loved it, and I went over there and tried it, and I like it a lot too. I just never pulled the trigger and bought it, but I've only ever had 1 ounce of it, and it wasn't even in a Glencairn, so it'll be interesting to actually get to sit down and taste it for once. Also, I got this J. Henry & Sons straight bourbon whiskey. This is their small batch. This is a 5-year-old sourced whiskey, not MGP though. I'm pretty sure they source from a different Wisconsin distillery, but we'll talk about that more later. This is from Casey Tisler, so shout out to you, Casey. You're a baller.
Can you spell whiskey without E?
Yeah, whiskey with an E is in England.
Oh, so this one's
the England, or that's
the England version, and this is the America version.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's personal preference, honestly. I think America usually spells it without an E.
I've only ever spelled it with it.
So do I, actually. No, I don't. I don't really know. Honestly, you guys can clarify. You probably know more than me, but whiskey with an E versus whiskey without an E, they're both correct. I think just depending on where they come from is maybe Scotch is without an E. Maybe American is with an E.
I don't know. Do you want me to read the back?
Yeah, we'll get there. But last but not least, very excited about this one. Loren found the Dragon's Milk Origin, which you can see, first of all, the bottle is friggin' amazing. Also, I really love Dragon's Milk beer a lot. And I had been kind of looking for this one. I didn't really ever find it, but Loren found it and she got it for me for my birthday along with these glasses. So overall, very cool. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and start nosing this while Loren reads the back of the bottle.
I read now?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so it says, Uncle Nearest, 1884, continues the remarkable legacy of Tennessee distilling legend Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. Each small batch is curated by his great-great-granddaughter, Whiskey Magazine's 2021 Master Blender of the Year, Victoria Edie Butler. Utilizing the process of maple charcoal mellowing that Nearest helped perfect over 160 years ago, 1884 delivers a whiskey that is as smooth as it is complex. Anyway, so it's really bugging me because it's spelled small batch whiskey with an E, and then in here it says Whiskey Magazines, unless that's just how the Whiskey Magazine spelled
That's
it.
probably how Whiskey Magazine
Because then it
spells
says whiskey with an E.
Is it capitalized?
It's all in uppercase. Everything's in uppercase.
Oh, I see.
But anyway, it says, not a single drop of whiskey made it into this bottle without me first tasting it and approving it. I'm confident you will love it too. V. Edie Butler, 5th generation master blender.
Very cool. So the first African-American master distiller.
Yeah, and then it's the first African-American master distiller, and then
his
great-great-granddaughter was named Whiskey Magazine's 2021 Master Blender of the Year. So
and his great-great-great-granddaughter was blending whiskey, right?
Sure.
Like the song. So anyway, this is right on the nose, very sweet and caramel. It almost has a little bit of a grainy note, but like not in a bad way. It's more of maybe like the sweetness from the corn. I'm not entirely sure what the mash bill is, but this is 93 proof points, so pretty reasonable proof for like that low proof range. Something that still offers all of its body. It's not watered down all the way to 80 proof, so that's nice to see always. I almost want to say there's a little bit of like a nut, like a little bit of like nuts on the nose and palate. I tasted it earlier. I want to say a little bit of like nuts on the nose and palate, not an overabundance. So definitely kind of hidden back there, more on the palate than on the nose. But
You like when there's nuts on your nose and palate?
maybe you do, but I don't. I like, well, okay, well, I like nuts in my whiskey. I like nuts, period, but mainly in my whiskey. Hanging AZ says German fusion, the Bourbonstein. Sugar Kitty says young people today even wear glasses without any lenses in them.
No, mine were blue light glasses.
Oh yes.
I got them because
Some people wear So some people wear blue light.
I spilled.
Did you just spin it because we're doing whiskey tasting?
No, because
and
I wanted to stir the chocolate.
Now you look like Sugar Kitty. But yeah, a lot of people today they won't have prescription, but they'll wear glasses that actually have a blue lenses in them to prevent from eye damage when they're looking at computers. These are actually my work glasses. I'm supposed to leave them at work, but I forgot. And they're also the blue light glasses because I work at a computer, so just protecting the eyes in the long run. But overall, they help a little bit. Hannah Z says I see that nearest at my local Albertsons. Interested to see how you like it. Well, I do like it. I spell it with an E. I spell it with the E included. I honestly can't even think about off the top of my head how I spell it. But
I think you spell it with an E.
Hannah Z says, is that a Game of Thrones promo? It is not, actually. So
No.
Dragon's Milk
You're getting ahead of yourself.
we're going to be doing some Game of Thrones things on here because the House of the Dragon comes out this weekend on Sunday. But this is just Dragon's Milk. I'm sure you already know is a bourbon barrel aged stout. They're a pretty large beer company out of New Holland, Michigan, and they make really, really good beer. I mean, they make good beer. I like it a lot, and I will be reviewing one on my channel as well. But yeah, I think it's just because it's called Dragon's Milk, so they obviously have the dragon scales on there. I think it's really cool. The bottle alone is like worth the like $45 price tag.
What are you asking me?
It was like $45, right?
It was $39.95.
$39. So I mean, for that bottle alone, like very cool. Hannah Z says I think Nearest was involved with Jack Daniels. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I actually think you're correct. This is Tennessee whiskey.
The question. You just need to go down like.
Oh, it's Tennessee whiskey. Wasn't Nearest
Go down.
intern with Jack Daniels? I think so.
Right there.
Where?
That one.
This one?
Yeah.
My bad. Nearest taught Jack Daniels. I think I did know that as well. I heard something about it. I knew it was important whiskey. Sugar Kitty says, coated but clear. I totally understand for eyes safety, but not even lenses, just the frames. Don't get it, but that's okay.
I'm confused if we're talking about that trend that happened when we were like in middle school and like girls wore the big black rimmed glasses and they had like bow ties on all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did they do that in your high school or middle school?
No.
Definitely in my middle school because we were all hipsters. That we always had the big black glasses without the frames in them or in the things in them. I never wore them because my mom wouldn't buy me any glasses. But my grandfather did give me an old pair of glasses, but then my mom didn't let me wear them because I have prescription and I had good eyesight.
Yeah.
So I never got to wear them.
Interesting.
But that was definitely a thing.
Yeah, if that's what you guys were talking about, then I did not. Hanging Z says I have to wear glasses. I wish I did not. I have contacts. I'm just lazy. I like having glasses. I like not having glasses on, but I like the way glasses feel on my eyeballs better. Sometimes contacts get annoying. Sugar Kitty says that's part of the story of the Uncle Nearest history, the connection to Jack Daniels. Interesting. So overall, I guess I can see the relation between Jack Daniels and this. A little bit of that like light nuttiness. It's definitely very smooth. It's got
Do you think
the
that it was like a?
charcoal finishing.
Do you think that was like a racist thing, where like since it was so long ago that like Jack Daniels kind of took off, but Uncle Nearest wouldn't have because Jack Daniels was a white man?
No, well, I'm not entirely
Because
sure, but I'm pretty
technically
sure
Tennessee is the South, which means that there definitely would have been like extreme
discrimination,
discrimination, and
right?
racism.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. Sugar Kitty says right here. Just to be clear, Uncle Nearest was a teacher, Jack Daniels, the pupil. I think it was just a matter of maybe not really that Jack Daniels was like bad to them, more as Jack Daniels was probably a rich white family, and Uncle Nearest was probably a poor African American family. Depending, I mean, at that time, I guess, like,
well, 160 years ago,
right,
would have been like 1880.
right. So I'm assuming that they wouldn't have had the ability to make whiskey.
Whereas,
So
like Jack Daniels.
whereas Jack Daniels could, so he
But
taught Jack Daniels.
Did Jack Daniels ever credit him though?
That I think that's what this is.
This is from Nearest Green Distillery from his great granddaughter.
Right, but I think
I don't think
Jack Daniels pays for it or something. I think Jack Daniels built. I
We
mean,
should
like,
make a
because
movie
technically,
because I need to understand.
because technically, Buffalo Trace is Sazerac, but there's still a Buffalo Trace distillery, but it's owned by Sazerac. So I think that might be what's going on here. You guys can throw it in the chat if that is what's going on, but it's good whiskey, honestly. Palate is very smooth, but it has like even on the way down, it's just like not very harsh. Once it's down, warm. Like it actually has like a lingering finish in the chest, which is great to see for whiskey of this proof.
93 proof.
93 proof. I do want to say it has some caramel, a slight twinge of oak, but it definitely has some like
Do you smell any
fruit
maple?
notes. I'll smell again after this, but I want to say it's almost got like a mango or not mango, maybe like a peach, like peach ring kind of like on the nose. It's either a mango or like one of those like yellowy fruits, I guess, on the nose here. I could see a slight maple, not overpowering, but I could see maple being in here a little bit. Definitely has some grainy notes, but not in a bad way, in a good way. So on the palate here now. I want to say that the palate honestly has a bit of like a mesquite, like not like smoky, like peaty smoky, but like I want to say there's like a little bit of some kind of subtle mesquite, like smoky, almost mesquite woody type finish or palate on the palate here. Definitely has that sweet notes in it though, with the caramel, maybe a little bit of butterscotch as well. Sweet oak in this one. Easy to drink. Yeah, overall, very good. So thank you, Seth, for this whiskey. I actually like that a lot. It'll be interesting to put it in blinds against a bunch of my other stuff, and then see how it holds up against all that. Yeah, so it's from Shelbyville, Tennessee, Nearest Green Distillery. So for a closer look at the bottle, there you guys go. You can kind of see the label here and in the back. But yeah, very nice. Thank you, Seth, if you're still in here. Shout out to you. Up next, we're going to go on to the J. Henry and Sons. This is a Wisconsin distillery that I've had some of their special releases before, and it was fantastic. I really like what they're doing over there. I did a little bit of research on it yesterday, and I actually tasted it and put some tasting notes in a book that I got, which is a great time to bring up another present. I got this book, Bourbon Tasting Notes. This is from Lauren's parents, along with a gift certificate to Badger State Brewing Company, which is where we're getting married and where we love drinking our whiskey business and all our beer and stuff. But basically, this is just a tasting book that has a table of contents here where you put all your whiskeys, and then it's just a bunch of these pages which has all the information and a graph, and you can really kind of write down your tasting notes, what you think about the whiskey, your grade for the whiskey, and all the information that you need to know on the whiskey, which is awesome for us since we will be doing all these games and all this stuff all the time where we're blinding stuff
the right way.
Yes, we'll have the answers.
To the end because I can answer all the questions.
There will be no more looking up age statements and that kind of stuff. It'll all be in this book. You just gotta find the whiskey in here, switch to the page like J. Henry and Sons, and then look at the filled out portion on all the information that it needs. So that being said, this was an awesome gift, and I did taste the J. Henry and Sons small batch last night. So we're gonna open that, and oh my goodness, we're gonna open that and get into that, and then I'll kind of give you guys my today notes, and I'll kind of go over the notes that I got last night when I was more professionally tasting it, and yeah, I'll let you know how that is. A little bit of a palate cleanse there. Let's catch up on these comments if I figure out where I was. Then we read that one. So we're talking about Uncle Nearest, and then yesterday to clarify above. Yeah, that's delaying the stream. Oh, okay. He says, what is the proof on the Nearest? 93 proof, if you're still wondering. Very, very respectable for lower proof stuff. I like to see when people offer a low proof offering, but they still have it near that 90 to 95 range. That way it retains some of that body that 80 proof whiskey doesn't always have. So Seth says, no problem, sir. You're a good man. Hanging says, very nice, Seth. My friends just give me shit. LOL. Yes.
Like in a bag, like in a doggy bag, or
do they light it on fire and leave it on your porch? Very nice. So now we're breaking into the J. Henry, and like I said, this is a Wisconsin whiskey. Near the Madison area, I believe, is where the distillery is. It is 5 years old. It used to have, I'm not sure why this doesn't, but it used to have an age statement right there that used to be a 5. Now it looks like it's kind of just a J and an H for like the J. Henry signature. But I still believe it is 5 years old. I just don't believe it's age stated right now. Something really cool about it is that the mash bill is a 4-grain mash bill, but it has a lot of Wisconsin heirloom grains. So this is actually a farm here in Wisconsin, and they're getting all their grains either from themselves locally or a locally sourced from another farm. So I will go ahead and read you guys a mash bill here out of my trusty little book so you guys can kind of have some more information about it. Basically, it's 92 proof. That's 46% alcohol. It's 5 years old, and it was $54, or the MSRP is $54. It is a bourbon, and it has 60% heirloom red corn, 14% heirloom glacier winter wheat, 14% heirloom Spooner rye, and 12% malted barley. So between all those special grains, it really offers some really unique notes. And I honestly, I liked it a lot when I had it yesterday. So we're going to kind of go through again and taste it today, which I poured in this glass. I am, because I would notice.
Would you?
Yeah. Yep. So right away on the nose, one thing that I had noticed yesterday, and I'm still getting today, is a bready note. I mean, a 4-grain typical bready note that I always kind of get.
You didn't say this won an award.
It did win an award. I don't usually mention awards because it all just depends on who all enters, and like I guess like unless it's an award from a really big thing, I feel like a lot of craft distilleries win awards, and it doesn't necessarily make the whiskey amazing.
It says that they put it in a barn and they let Wisconsin temperature swings do their magic.
Yep, so this is aged in a Wisconsin barn. And for those of you who don't know, our temperatures range from
like a freaking
basically
1,000
degrees
to negative 1,000.
100 degrees with like 80 or 90% humidity, all the way down to, cold winters. An average winter, you can usually rely on like negative 10 degrees, but on a cold winter, you can rely on the low being negative 30. It's gotten up to before.
The polar vortex year?
Oh,
we
yeah.
had all the temperatures were like negative 70 plus a wind chill of negative something else. I was cold.
Yeah.
They closed down my college. It was so cold.
It was like it was basically if you go outside for more than 5 minutes without a hat or gloves, you'll get hypothermia.
It's 5 years old. It would have been aged. That was my freshman year of college.
This would have been aged in the polar vortex. Yeah. The more you know.
Cool.
That's a fun part about Wisconsin is if you think about the way bourbon is aged, that weather change, that drastic weather change from Wisconsin is really making the barrel expand, contract, switch, and move around, and it brings that aging to like a whole new level of like change, especially with the temperatures of the whiskey. So overall, it allows some unique things to happen. Now, actually, I'm getting a bit of a sour apple note in this now, like a green apple note, which I didn't get yesterday. Part of me thinks that could be because I had just drank Crown Apple, so like that initial apple flavoring is there, and I'm smelling it more now. But I swear to God, I'm gonna have to add it to this this list of tasting notes here because this has some green apple all the way. But overall, this has some bread, green apple, some oak presence in there. It is 5 years old. That's a respectable age. It has some caramel, and just like really like sweet notes to this one. You can definitely smell like something. I called it yesterday when I smelled it. I called it something vegetal. Loren had smelled it and she had called it maybe like a red pepper. I don't eat a lot of peppers, but I eventually came to the conclusion that it was a sweet corn. But you can definitely tell that the grains and everything that is used in this alcohol to make this alcohol is like unique, and like it actually adds something to the whiskey that almost no whiskeys I've ever had have this kind of flavoring. So that being said, it definitely has a little bit of a citrusy punch to it, maybe like an orange peel type note as well, but we'll get on the palate and let you guys know how that is. Oh, yep, I remember that. Rye spice. Lots of rye spice in this one. It's got some cinnamon, maybe a little nutmeg, but overall it's just like rye spice that comes through on the finish of this whiskey. On the palate, it definitely has some of the light fruity notes like green grapes or green apples, sticking with that caramel sweetness as well, a bit of like a sweet oak. But definitely has like loads of cinnamon and rye spice in the back end, especially on the finish of the palate. Mouthfeel is actually pretty good. It has like some nice viscosity, and honestly, even has some nice legs. I don't know if you guys are even able to see that at all in the new light, but yeah, I mean it's really good. Honestly, very good. Catching up with Hanging AZ here so that we can be straight on this. Is it high rye? It is 14%. Spooner rye, I read to you. So if that's qualified as high rye, I thought high rye has to be over 21% or 20% or something like that. So I don't think so. Bread note might come from the winter wheat. My thoughts exactly. Spooner rye sounds rich. It is. It really brings a great rye spice. Like when I've had rye spice in whiskey, it hasn't always been my favorite part of the whiskey, but this, I really live for that that end of the palate rye spice in this whiskey is phenomenal. To be fair, Hang on Easy says, I think 5 to 6 year bourbon is great, and I would have to agree with you. That is a great age for all whiskeys. Obviously, the hyper aged stuff and the ultra premium 15, 20, whatever year whiskeys are always nice, but like just for a solid, good pour of whiskey, a good 5 to 6 years is definitely respectable. It kind of gives you time to like. It's not like overly like age stated, like amazing, like this is super aged or whatever. It's not their selling point, but it's also just like they didn't just pull this out of the barrel when they could legally pull it out of the barrel at like 4 years for a bottled and bond or 2 years for a normal bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey. They put it through the whole like 5 to 6 years until it had that flavor that they wanted, and then they pulled it, which I think is great. Yeah, overall, very nice. Oof, that rye spice on the palate comes through so nice. Oh, leather, also a note that I got in this one. So I'm gonna read you some of the notes I got yesterday. Bread, red pepper, nutmeg, caramel, oak, orange peel, and light honey and sweet corn. Those are all noses. All my notes on the noses from yesterday. On the palate, I had gotten some oak and leather, some cinnamon, caramel, rye spice, and overall a sweet finish. And I have a little graph here as well, but that kind of shows what it all comes out to. But overall, I had rated this in the booklet a 8 out of 10 for quality and a 6 out of 10 for value for money. The only reason it's getting a 6 out of 10 for value of money is with a $54 price tag, I could see people not wanting this initially. Do I think it's great? Yes. Do I think you might want to pick it up especially if you're interested in the notes that I listed? 100%. $54 isn't overkill for it. However, am I going to be stocking up or getting multiple bottles at that $54 price range? Probably not. Maybe if I finish it, I'll pick up another one, but it's not something that I'm going to be guzzling down. But yeah, overall, very nice. Very good whiskey, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this Uncle Nearest so I can pour the dragon's milk in this glass, because that is the last whiskey that we're going to be reviewing tonight on live stream, and I am excited because I've probably drank this one the most since I've got it, and it's quite unique. So.
Are you lying?
I
don't remember you drinking it.
Well, I took 2 pulls out of the bottle the night I got it, which was a 11 o'clock on the night before my birthday. She gave it to me early because I'm special. And then I poured it in a glass on my actual birthday at night. Remember, I made you smell it, and then you said it tasted like, or it smelled like some kind of chocolate graham cracker like thing that you had.
No, that was the beer we drank at Badger State on Friday.
Oh, you're right. This does have a chocolate graham. I know I made you smell it, but it has that chocolate graham crackery crust palette that I really like. So that being said, before we get into that, I am going to show you guys what I got from my friend Zach, who is sometimes in the chat. Maybe he's not tonight, but he usually stops in once in a while. So as you guys know, I am sponsored by Wrist Mafia. Definitely click on the link in the description. Check out their website and use the code Bourbon Bar, all one word, all caps, for a 30% discount. But I have gotten some watches from them, and I have needed a place to keep them. And Zach, my friend, has gotten me this very cool watch holder case. So as you can see, it's a display case, so I can display all my cool watches in my watch collection. It also has a drawer that you can keep stuff in. It comes with a warranty. It's all this nice leather and red velvet, like velvety material in it. And it comes with a lock as well, so you have to unlock it with this key. And you can open it up, and there are all my watches where I can pull one out depending on the day, and just take it out and slap it on the wrist. So overall, very cool from Zach. Very cool gift from Zach. I have been needing one of these. I had gotten quite the collection of watches, so now I keep them all in here, and I'm able to look at them and show them off, and really just kind of like have them around. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Zach. Also, another gift that I was given, which you guys can't see because we're currently using it, but my friend Matt Tyker got me this amazing light. Is ring light. It's very bright, very large. It comes with a tripod that is adjustable, and it's a one that has multiple brightnesses and some different color shades that you can put on it, and it's very cool. And so like I actually have decent lighting now compared to like these old lamps that I used to use. But very cool gift from Matt. That I mean, I was blown away by the amount of like gifts my friends have gotten me. I would never expect that. But it was a great birthday. All thanks to one girl over here who made really cool plans for me. So yeah, I think I'll pour this dragon's milk, and then we'll kind of talk about what I did on my birthday. Since that is kind of the point of the live stream tonight. Yeah, so. Hanging AZ says, who am I to drink 13-year bourbon? Honestly, Hanging AZ, I wish I was drinking 13-year bourbon right now, aka Russell's 13. I went to the store every single day of the week for 3 weeks straight once Russell's Reserve 13 came to Wisconsin. And I went to the wrong store because they took that Russell's 13 and they took all of it and put it in a raffle for the end of the year, which, cool. Now I can be entered in the end of the year raffle, and maybe I'll win a chance to buy it. However, if I knew that they were going to do that, I would have went every single day to the other store that I frequent, and I would have bought it from them. Because I had a week after they had gotten it, I went in and talked to the owner, and he said, or I talked to an employee who I think is married to the owner or something like that. And she had said that they sold it like last week or like 3 days before I had gotten there. So just my luck. I was going to the wrong store, and yeah, so maybe I'll be able to win it at the end of the year for the Christmas raffle. But overall, I am very, very sad to not have gotten my Russell's 13. But
you know that if you had a 13-year-old bourbon, you would have been 10 when they started making it.
That's crazy.
A 10-year-old little boy.
That's crazy. Imagine being 10 years old and thinking 9. like this is, well, that's kind of like when you buy a bottle of whiskey when you have a kid and then you give it to them when they turn 21. But yeah, so Little Book Chapter 6 is coming out this month. I have seen it a few places around Wisconsin on Facebook and stuff in the groups and all that kind of stuff. I have not seen it in this part of the state in Green Bay, and I will be going to the store every single day for the next probably 2 weeks until hopefully I find it and buy it, because if I like Booker's this much, I really think I'll like Little Book a lot, because Little Book is usually supposed to be better and more popular than Booker's, and I like Booker's, so Little Book probably is going to fit my palate, don't you think?
Yeah.
Also, released recently, or I've been seeing it around recently, is the Woodford Reserve Batch Proof. I don't know if they release 2 a year or 1 a year, but I've seen it around Wisconsin on like 1 or 2 different posts. I think I missed it already because I haven't seen it at all in the Green Bay area, but I would love to get my hands on a bottle of that. So also, if you guys have any kind of ties toward that kind of stuff, let me know, because I would love to have a bottle of that. And that being said,
I'm so glad that you can drip water, bourbon water, all over our carpet.
1 or 2 drops isn't gonna hurt anyone. Yeah, we're breaking into the Dragon's Milk Origin, so pour that bad boy in the glass. And honestly, like, let's just drop the cork on the ground. And but yeah, let's appreciate this bottle here. I mean, just the detail and like that's a typical Dragon's Milk font and stuff like that. There's the label.
There's a dragon on the front. I don't know if you can see it in that thing.
There's a dragon on the top.
Right there.
Oh, I never even noticed that.
I'm so glad you're paying attention.
Okay, we're gonna try to get it right there. You can see it. Look there's a dragon engraved in the bottle. I mean, come on. For $40, I would buy this bottle for $40. And the whiskey in it is good too. Like, man, it is not distributed all over. It does have it's slightly allocated. I wouldn't call it allocated. They just don't have the distribution all over the United States. They have it in Michigan, Wisconsin, a couple other states. Probably, I think it's like 10 states maybe that they have it available. But it is a limited release, I believe. So the odds of even finding it, I don't know how she found it. She can actually tell the story, but
I went to Woodman's. I looked in the window, and then I asked for it.
and that's the end of the story. But basically, I'd made it known that I was interested in this, right?
No, I was like,
Or
I was just confused why you never had one, and I stood there like, should I even get this? Like, why doesn't he have a bottle of this yet? Because you drink the beer all the time.
and I love
And
the
then
beer.
I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's $40. If he doesn't like it, he can find a place to shove it, and then I bought it.
Yeah, so lucky for her, I do like it. So I'm very happy that she bought it for me because yeah, I really didn't think I was gonna get one. Hey Daisies, I think $50 plus a whiskey should be superior. Yeah, I agree. $50 is a hefty price to pay for whiskey. So if it's gonna be at that $50 price range, it better be good juice. Luckily, I think the one you're talking about was the J. Henry, and I do think it's worth that $50 price tag. The juice in the glass is worth that money. It's just like I said, I'm not running to a store to buy a bottle, if that makes sense. I mean, I've seen it. It's not rare. So, like, I've passed it many times without buying it, but I'm glad that I got it because it's fantastic. The real test will be to see if you reach for it when you are looking for a pour. Good. Yeah, that's also a good point. How fast is it going to go down? Handazy says that will keep your watches from getting scratched as well. Very true. So overall, great gifts from very great people. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and break into this Dragon's Milk. But how many of you guys have had Dragon's Milk? Let me know, because I don't know if that's like just a Wisconsin thing, the Dragon's Milk, at least the beer. I thought it was a pretty popular one because they have a consistent mainstay of Dragon's Milk. They have like their bourbon barrel aged stuff, and they have limited releases as well. Almost like Goose Island out of Chicago, which maybe we should stop there.
What's Goose Island?
Goose Island is
Is it
no.
vodka?
That's Grey Goose. Goose Island is a beer.
Oh,
A brewery that has all the Goose Island stuff, and they make some really good stuff every year. So we should maybe
Is
go to
Holland, Michigan,
Chicago.
and Northern Michigan?
No, not you mean the UP?
Yeah.
No, the Holland, Michigan, I believe, is in the main part of Michigan. If I would have went to the Bourbon Junkies meetup, I probably would have wanted to stop at New Holland Distillery / brewery because I love their beer, I love their whiskey apparently, and yeah, very good stuff. So, yeah, everyone in the chat, have you had Dragon's Milk? I want to know. It's fantastic if you haven't, but we're going to go ahead and get this one on the nose. So the mash bill for this one is interesting. It's non-disclosed, but they do, I think I had watched someone made a video about it, and they had mentioned that It's a high barley. One thing they do disclose is that it is a high barley mash bill. It's 95 proof. The mash bill is something like 60% corn, and like 30% malted barley or 35% malted barley, and then 15% like rye or something like that. So it's aged 5 years, so it's got a 5-year age statement, 95 proof, and it's a high barley mash bill, which is really interesting. So one thing that I've noticed when tasting this one is how malty it is. I mean, there's so much malt on this. It's like it's almost like a malted milk ball. Is that a thing? Yeah, like almost like a Whopper. Like there's so much like chocolate, like dark chocolatey graham crackerness and like chocolate Whoppers malt balls in here. Super malty. It almost has a nose similar to their beer. It's kind of got like a bit of like a citrusy orange peel type note as well on the nose, and it also has just some like darker fruit, almost like a blackberry jam. Lots of like oak presence and darker things like that, and I want to say a nutmeg as well. It's kind of a darker flavor, is a darker whiskey, and very, very good on the nose. Now we're going to get it on the palate, and we're going to let you guys know how it is. Oh my God. Unmistakably malty. I mean, like, there is so much malt in this, but it also has like a weird like funk to it as well. I want to say almost like something vegetal a little bit on the palate of this one. It's not celery. I can't place the actual like vegetal note. I want to say it's kind of like florally as well. So it's kind of got that like dark malty, like chocolate maltiness. Definitely has like a bit of like honey graham crackery, like chocolate graham crackers, and it's got a lot of chocolate, a lot of spice in this one, like Christmas spices, maybe even like I want to say like a gingerbread maybe, or like brown sugar as well. Yeah, like a brown sugar, gingerbreadish, like oh man, like Christmas in a glass. It's just got that weird, funky vegetal note that like it's not bad. It's actually good, and it comes through with that like malty presence. It's almost like earthy, earthy floral type notes. Overall, I mean it's awesome. The finish isn't overly long. It's got like a nice mouthfeel and like a medium finish, I would say, but not like it's not burning my esophagus by any means. So overall, really great whiskey. Seth Pining says, I'll have it once I come over. Sounds good, Seth. We'll definitely pour you a glass. And 4-Leaf Whiskey, Stacy H is in the chat. Stacy, we did get your recipe for your bread pudding. So we looked at that.
We're going to make a live stream video.
We are going to make
of it.
A live stream. We're going to be doing some pairing of it.
We're going to do it closer to like a holiday.
Yeah, we're not sure when we're going to do it, but just know that we got it. We appreciate that very much, and we're going to be making it either during the Christmas season in the winter. Well, we'll see. I'm going to be doing an advent calendar this year, but we'll be making it near some kind of holiday. So whether it's St. Patty's Day or...
want to suggest a holiday to us.
Well, she says she always makes it...
St. Patty's Day is so far away.
I know. She says she always makes it on St. Patty's Day, but I really want to try... I really want to try it before St. Patty's Day, so it's like...
I want to wait till
it's
St.
hard.
Patty's Day.
Maybe we could do it for Halloween.
Let's do it for Labor Day.
Labor Day is like in a week. Or, 2 weeks. Right?
Duh. That's why we're going to do it. We can do it in 2 weeks.
I think it would be good for Halloween.
Maybe we could dye it green.
Well, I suppose we could do pumpkin pie for Halloween. Oh no, that's Thanksgiving, isn't
Thanksgiving. I think Christmas is gonna be the best bet. Yeah, she says I make it for Christmas too. I think it's gonna be Christmas. We'll do it in
Christmas,
December.
yeah. Well, so I'll be doing Advent calendar up until Christmas, but then the video after Advent is done, that will be.
Why can't we do it for a live stream?
Oh, I suppose, yeah. No, you're right. I'll be doing Advent calendar, so I'll be putting out a video a day, but we'll still be live streaming on Tuesdays.
We can do it on a live stream.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that. So yeah, a live stream in December. We're gonna be making that. So thank you, Stacey, so much because It sounds so good. I'm very excited.
We had a version.
We did have some bread pudding in New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
And I loved. I mean, I ate like 2 giant pieces of it.
It was good. I just struggle with texture, so. But I'm sure like homemade is gonna be better than like restaurant.
Right. Yeah. We ate it at a buffet, so like.
On a boat.
On a boat. A ferry.
On the Mississippi.
Yeah, on the Mississippi River. But
it wasn't. It didn't have raisins in it. It would literally tasted like a freaking cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I mean it was delicious, but anyway. Yeah, I'm sure it'll pair very well with whiskey though. Like I'm sure it's gonna do. Whiskey in it, so well, I know, but like there's like the raisins and this like cinnamon and is there cinnamon in it? Right? Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, all this, yeah, it's just gonna be so good with whiskey, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, so now let's just kind of before we close out the live stream here tonight, we're just gonna talk about what I did for my birthday and kind of my night for my birthday. So basically, it started off the day we were going to make booyah for the church picnic, which I do every year. So me and my brother wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, and we go to the church around 2 or 2:30 in the morning, and we start making 450 gallons of booyah. And I'm not sure if all of you guys.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if all you guys know what booyah is.
Booyah is not like an international.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a Midwest thing.
I'm pretty sure it's a northern Wisconsin thing. I don't even think it's a Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's like
Michigan people might know what it is, or maybe Minnesota.
Right. So basically, booyah is like soup, but it's just got like everything in it. I mean, I can go down the list. It's got oxtail. It's got oxtail, beef, soup bone. It's got celery, carrots, potatoes, chicken, salt, pepper, butter, lime juice.
Basically, everyone makes it different.
Everyone makes it different. Some people add corn. It's got cabbage in it. It's got. I'm trying to think of all the vegetables I measured out the other day. It's got onions in it. It's got. Yeah, both beef and chicken and oxtail, which is more of like a bone flavoring type thing. But like it takes about, I want to say,
you're supposed
8
to
hours.
Slow cook it in a giant kettle over like a very slow little fire, like over the coals for like as long as you can. Yeah, so it takes about 8 hours ish, 8 to 10 hours depending on how you're cooking it. So we were making 450 gallons of it. We had 8 giant cast iron. I mean, I'm talking like this is the diameter of it, like maybe even larger. Like you can't even see like how big I'm talking because it's literally so big. But there's these giant cast iron kettles, and they're all wood flame cooked. So chunks of wood and light them on fire, and it's basically 8 giant bonfires burning under a giant cast iron kettle, making a butt ton of booyah. So I did that all mornings from 2 in the morning until 10 o'clock. Then I had a surprise waiting for me, so I went home to Loren. I hopped in the car. We put a scarf over my head, and she drove me to our destination, which was Hilly Haven Golf Course, which is a golf course in Wisconsin. Which it was a nice course actually. I really liked the layout of it. And I took the blindfold off,
And all my friends were there, and they all surprised me, and it was a very cool experience because I have actually never been surprised for my birthday or anything really. Like when it comes to like a surprise gift, I guess like unwrapping something is the only thing I've ever gotten surprise wise. But we get there, I take off the mask, and all my friends are sitting there, and so we all did a giant 18-hole round of golf. And then so we go and check into the golf course, and then come back out, and all of a sudden, all my friends start throwing all these freaking presents at me, which was like awesome because I don't know if it's just a guy thing or if it's like most people, but like friends are like, at least not in my friend group, we just don't really like do the whole present thing all the time. It's kind of more like if we do something.
I don't really give my friends presents, but they're like really sentimental gifts. Like I made Ashley that cake that I made her when we were kids.
I mean, if I give my friends presents, realistically, it's usually a bottle of booze, which is what I got. But like being a bourbon YouTuber, like there's a different significance to getting a bottle of booze, whereas like someone else, they would just be like, "Oh yay, booze! I'm gonna get drunk." Whereas I'm like, "Oh yay, booze! I get to review it and drink this for like the next like 5 years." But so yeah, I got a bunch of like awesome gifts and like the light and the watch case and all the whiskey and stuff, and it's just like really cool. And then the golf itself, Loren and I, so we did a 2-man scramble, so we had teams of 2. Loren and I took second place. We got an 88 overall. And then we were only down by 1 stroke to finish out. So we did do really good. She's not really a golfer, but she'd actually never golfed a full 9 holes before. And so she played 18 holes with me during a scramble. And we actually used a few of her shots, which were really good shots. So yeah, it was quite the birthday. After that, we went to my parents' house, had some ice cream cake, some stuffed burgers, and some chicken. And it was, yeah, really great. It was a really great birthday. So all really thanks to her. So cheers to you. But that being said, can't go wrong with all this whiskey. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Put up the funny comments.
Stacy, excuse me. Stacy says my bread pudding is loaded with whiskey, and so is the chef.
We should put that on a shirt.
That's an apron. Put it on an apron. That's really funny, Stacy. Yes, and that's a good idea. Put it on a piece of clothing. Although we'll have to put that on a shirt, and then we'll do dash Stacy H, aka 4-leaf whiskey. But
we'll send you one.
Yeah, we'll send. If we end up doing that, we'll send you one. Maybe we'll make ugly Christmas sweaters.
We could plan the live stream where she joins us, and then she can also make it. And
True.
Then we can send her the apron, and we can all have matching aprons that say that.
True. I was thinking about this year possibly seeing how expensive it would be to do some custom bourbon bar Christmas sweaters, like ugly Christmas sweaters, like the bourbon bar style. I'm gonna look into it. I think if I charged anyone I think if people wanted them, I would have them order beforehand and just charge them the cost of the actual sweater plus shipping. So if anyone's interested in that, I'm interested in looking into it. But even just for myself or me and Loren both, like just
how do you use a Cricut? Because we could just buy cheap, ugly sweaters and just Cricut the logo on the front. Because like we could use a.
Isn't Cricut I thought that was a sticker maker.
I think you can Cricut things onto clothes too.
Maybe.
Or because you can buy I think you can make iron-ons on the Cricut and we just iron on.
True.
Or I could just get my handy dandy fabric paint marker like that, and I could just.
True. She could just make another one of these. But
on the cheapo, and then we could all the money we make in profits we could donate to the birds that's supposed to be doing the whiskey barrel trees.
What?
Isn't that like a thing, right? The birds that do the whiskey tree thing.
Well, technically, yes. The wood that makes whiskey barrels is in short supply right now.
Because of the birds.
Is it because of the birds?
Yeah, because the birds are dying and they can't fertilize the tree.
I did not know it was because of the birds.
You told me.
Maybe I knew at one point. I guess I
I
forgot.
think you knew.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be fun. Then, I mean, I think Lauren is going to be doing Advent with me, possibly. We're kind of going to do it bourbon junkie style, where like every day of the month we get a new whiskey sample. I give you price, proof, age, distillery, and bottle guess type deal. So then I'll make some punishments if I don't get any points, or depending on how many points I get at the end of it, we'll see what kind of punishment / reward happens at that. But that's in the future. So yeah, I think maybe a Christmas sweater might be a good idea for that. You guys let me know if you're interested. But that being said, yeah, I think I'm all out of whiskey to drink.
I don't think you're all out of whiskey to drink.
I'm not out of whiskey to drink. I'm all out of fresh new whiskeys to review. And yeah, I'd say my favorite out of these bottles is Hard. It's hard because they're all really unique. I mean, the Dragon's Milk, first of all,
Well, the Dragon's Mouth is
it's
the
so
rarest.
cool. I mean, it's
out
the
of
rarest. It's the most limited, like, release-ish. And the flavor of it is so funky. Like, it's so interesting to taste. This one is just like the grains that made this, it just adds so much, like, just like these things that, like, it's not like your typical bourbon. It has that like graininess that comes from having those heirloom grains, which is awesome. And then you have Uncle Nearest, which is just like center of the line, like just downright like good whiskey. Like I don't like, I feel like if I was pouring someone a glass and like they hadn't really had whiskey before, like even just like pouring them something like this, they're gonna be like, that's good shit. Especially with the chill filtering, like it's smooth or whatever, but it still has like all those like really nice whiskey qualities. So like they all kind of have their their point and what they're trying to accomplish here. So yeah, I don't think necessarily there's a winner. I think they're all fantastic. The real winner is the fact that I drank this Crown Apple without vomiting today. So cheers to that. But yeah, overall, birthday was good, and that's about it. So that being said, I believe it's time we end the stream. We're at an hour and 27 minutes, so almost an hour and a half point mark. If anyone has anything left to say, now would be your time to do so. But make sure you guys go ahead and check out everyone else's channels out there that's live streaming tonight. I'm sure 21090 maybe is gonna be going on. They usually do it, I believe. Otherwise, I know the Bourbon Junkies are on, and I think that sometimes my Bourbon Journey goes on. Maybe I can't remember all of them off the top of my head because so many people do this kind of stuff. But if you guys know, please put in the chat and with some links or whatever. So the people who are going next can go next. Also, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do, because likes are very important to me, and yeah, they really help the channel out a lot. So please hit the like button. Also, if you guys aren't subscribed and you're watching this and you're not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Please do. That helps a lot, obviously. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the end of the video here. I'm glad you guys all came out and enjoyed this with us as we kind of went through these whiskeys. And yeah, cheers to you all. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the next class.
Oh, we had so many good ones.
Dang it. We had so many good ones. All right. We'll see you all in the next class. That was a good one. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming.